I am Jason Abraham, the Shadow Teacher 33, and right now my purpose is the title of this channel, the Shadow Teacher, exploring what's hidden in the shadows, bringing light to the shadow within us. And to teach someone, to master something, you have to first go through that journey yourself. And there's going to be a video with Arc Source One, Jonathan Johnson, when I'm in a vulnerable place. I talk about healing one of my own wounds and the process of healing that particular wound and being aware of a wound that's deep within my soul, within my shadow. And the challenge of when we have an old identity and an old wound that shows up that triggers an emotional reaction, but yet we're aware of it, so we choose something different. And we choose this new action, which we know, part of us knows this is for our highest good, but still there's this old part of us that wants to hang on, that wants to second guess, that is terrified of this new bold thing that we've done. And I talk about my situation where I walk away from a misaligned relationship, and the wounded part of me that's been in my shadows is this anxious inner child that fears abandonment. And this anxious inner child would typically stay in relationships, whether that be romantic relationships or friendships or job misalignments, until being discarded. But as I've done the shadow work, as I've seen where this wound comes from and seen the childhood dynamics that produced this type of behavior, this child that felt that it had to seek approval from an adult and had to go out of his way to prove himself to an adult. This child that didn't feel worthy of love, didn't feel worthy of the needed love and security that an adult could bring at that time, how that has been showing up with me in my adult life. And again, this is the inner child work. We hear a lot about inner child work nowadays, with shadow work as well. So again, I'm just sharing what that looks like in me. And this is, again, someone who's healing an anxious attachment style. So when I walked away, again, that inner child, part of the inner child was on board initially, saying, I'm gonna abandon you before you abandon me. But at some point that inner child said, oh no, this is someone who I loved, and now I'm afraid I'm never going to see her again. I need to reach out. I need to show her that I love her, and I'll do anything to repair what needs to be repaired, just so I could have the security of having this person in my life. This person, again, who is misaligned with me, but still brought me this sense of security and safety. This is how this inner child, this wounded inner child, thinks. So my inner adult, the strong man that is my inner adult, the strong masculine core, who stood up and left a misaligned relationship because he knew he wasn't getting the respect and the treatment he deserved, has to say to this inner child, is to say, you're going to be okay. You're going to be safe. You're going to be secure. You're worthy of love. You are worthy of being treated better. And if you trust me, you're going to experience something better. But you have to trust me. You have to trust that you did the right thing, that we did the right thing. You have to trust that this decision that we made to leave is in our highest good. And you're going to be safe, you're going to be loved, and you're going to be reminded of how valuable and how worthy you are of genuine love. And so this is what the inner adult, the strong, decisive adult that was aware of a misalignment and chose to act first, chose to be the one who pulled the trigger, this is what that adult says to that wounded inner child. And this work is not easy because this dialogue is going to go back and forth until this inner child sees evidence that the inner adult is telling the truth. So right now, if you're someone who has left a job, who's left a relationship, left any kind of misaligned relationship in their life, there's part of you that has to sever the ties with that old relationship, but the other part has to go out and look for something better. And if you don't know what you want, you have to pray about it. You have to pray for something higher to guide you, and then show up and take chances in the world. Show up and explore even the slightest whim of something that may pique your curiosity, something that makes you feel alive, something that makes you feel connected and curious and excited about life again. And this is that process of healing a wounded inner child and putting yourself back together and claiming the person who you were meant to become. Breaking these old patterns, these old habits, doing something different, but also showing that you made the right decision and that you truly are worth more. And I'm sharing this right now. Again, this is my process. And I'm sharing this for anyone who needs to hear this, anyone who needs to leave a toxic relationship or a job situation that's not serving them, but has that inner child, that voice inside of them that is afraid that they just are not going to be loved, they're not going to be taken care of, they're not going to be worthy of something better. So this is where that strong inner adult says, you got this, you are worthy of better, and you're doing this, though it may be painful, may be scary because you're stepping out into the abyss, you're stepping out into the unknown, and these inner child voices are terrified of going into the darkness without holding the hand of an adult. But that adult, instead of being someone out there, instead of being like that person you were getting validation from or that job, the validation is going to come from you this time. A stronger, higher version of you that is stepping into existence and stepping into the driver's seat. You got to learn to trust yourself. And when you trust yourself, when you trust that you are worthy of more, that you deserve better, and you keep on that path, even though there's days that you want to go back to that old version, eventually the new version of you is going to take the body, and that is going to be the version of who you are, which is going to attract something better out in the world outside. You manifest, you attract something that you truly are desired because you've healed the inner child that's been crying in the shadows and the darkness. You brought light to those tears and to that, and you've listened to that voice, and the stronger version of you has learned to comfort it and step in to the parenting role of guiding yourself and claiming your worth. So that is what I wish for you, because when we have more people who heal their shadow, who heal their individual shadow and their inner child, their wounded child, then we heal the collective. We heal a piece of this wounded collected consciousness that right now we're seeing that reflection of. And then we become a beacon of light that can shine the way and be an example for others who are facing this difficult challenge. So with that being said, that's my work right now. Blessings to you, anyone going through this, and I will see you on the other side.